So this is my pedal board that I use live, and as you can see, it has a lot of cables coming out of it. First off, going to my amp, I have an interface. It is a dual, or a stereo rather, output right here. If I go mono, it's just on the right channel there, going out back to the amp. And then my guitar input is through the tuner there, and that comes out, the signal comes out of the tuner back into the interface, which then is routed to my fuzz pedal here, and then goes down the line throughout the rest of the pedals. My guitar input goes into the tuner, and there's my Telecaster, uh, and the output of my rig goes straight back to the amp there. And that pretty much is it. However, I do have this digital delay DD5 by Boss, which I absolutely love. And I find that it sounds best when I have it through the effects loop of my amplifier. I also have this Strymon Volante, which I absolutely love as well. However, I've put it through the effects loop and it just doesn't hit the front of the amp, especially when I use uh, its self oscillation for some dramatic effect. It doesn't have the same effect that I'm looking for. So I really just keep this Boss digital delay going into the effects loop. So it comes all the way out of there, all the way back to my little Quilter Mini Head 101 into the effects loop here. And then on the back of this amp, you can see I have my power. And so I've got a lot of cables. There's a lot of excess here, um, going back and forth. I mean, everything's just kind of spaghetti. So my good friend turned me on to a company called Pedal Python, and I have their uh, basically it's their loom kit right here. And so I decided to give them a try. And I bought some extra zip ties, some extra tie offs just in case I want to do like a little breakout for my power cord. And then, of course, I bought some label stickers as well because, you know, when you're in a pinch or if it's a having to rush on the stage and getting set up quite quickly at some shows call for, you know, you want to make sure you know where to plug in everything and you don't be running back and forth trying to troubleshoot. So, Pedal Python, let's give them a try and see how it goes. So, if there's one lesson that I could pass on to us guitar players, it is to always read the manual, read the instructions that come with the product that you are buying. I did not do that. I read the instructions well after I had decided to put all these cables together. So, unfortunately, you're getting me doing my second turn at putting the cables all the way through this loom. It was quite difficult to put each cable in one by one until I finally decided to read the directions like I was supposed to do the first time. And I uh, cable tied all four of my cables together and then placed them all in within the loom at the same time, which made for a much easier build in this loom. I did cut the loom down a little bit, probably by a couple of feet, to where I used a lighter to go ahead and singe off the ends, which is in the directions. So let's see how it turned out. Okay, so now here I have my Pedal Python loom all rigged up, and you can see everything is all put together nicely in this loom that just travels all the way back to the amplifier in this single, basically it's like a single cable, and it just comes straight out. I put a blue cable tie at the end of this one so I know which end is which, and labeled everything properly so I can just plug right in quickly. And of course, there's my 2-year old basically supervising me. And I decided to test it out, make sure I plugged everything in, which I did there. So one cable from the guitar and essentially one big loom from my pedal board back to the amp. Thanks so much for watching.